First things first, download this video right now. I mean it. Surely you've got some means to save a YouTube video at your disposal. Save your own copy of this one right now. The whole thing, decent quality too. Doesn't matter if you're bored at work and looking for something to watch on your lunch break, or you're a big React streamer live right now. Download this video. I say this because I know what this video is about, and more importantly, I know who it's about, and because of who it's about, I know there's a very real chance it's going to mysteriously disappear soon, maybe even before you're done watching it in full. So please, download it now, just in case. Then come back and watch it. Hopefully you've done that now, so let's get into it. You might know who I am and what I do here, but if not, it's not super important anyway. What you do hopefully know is who Jason Thor Hall is. 2.4 million sub YouTuber, streamer, software developer, who would really like you to think he's some sort of voice of authority about digital security and consumer rights and politics and animal welfare, all because of his 2 decades experience ostensibly developing but never actually publishing computer games. Lots of people, especially recently, have, I would say very correctly, been criticizing Hall for his outspoken opposition to the Stop Killing Games initiative and his very apparent narcissistic streak, and how he's been generally very dishonest in his interactions with other large content creators. Here's the thing though, being really hateable, being really obnoxious, being a liar and a narcissist, and telling people you've been working on a game that realistically might never come out for 10 years, all these things aren't against the law. They're generally not even against the terms of service of the platforms, like YouTube, Hall primarily promotes himself on. But there's something he definitely does, and does a lot, which is expressly not allowed on this platform. Something which I realized we haven't really seen anyone bring up in the midst of all this Stop Killing Games stuff. Because, at the very least, on YouTube, falsely, maliciously, knowingly misusing reporting tools to get other people's content taken down is meant to be a very big no-no. It's something that, if you do repeatedly, is supposed to very well mean you yourself will be removed from the platform permanently. And I believe Jason Thor Hall has a long history of doing exactly this, and has surely crossed any reasonable threshold of how much doing that should get someone removed from YouTube for the sake of other users. And that's what I want to address specifically in this video. I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can today, but this one video isn't likely the only thing I'll be doing about the problem of Jason Thor Hall's history of report button abuse. And if you bear with me for just a little bit here, I'll also explain what I mean by that and why this video is going to have to be the way it is. So, I've been planning to make this video for about a week now, ever since I got wind of the fact Hall tried to take down another video I did called You Should Hate Pirate Software, and ever since he did successfully get a YouTube short of mine parodying him with the game Postal 2 taken down, I would argue falsely, with a report filed for targeted harassment. I was going to make a video showing off how he coordinates his most loyal fans through platforms like Discord to mass flag any videos he doesn't like. How he almost certainly seems to obsessively name search himself based off of how he must have found my small YouTube page in the first place, and I was going to show off the report I got emailed from YouTube confirming they would not be letting that short of mine stay up. Then I put a post out on my YouTube community tab asking if anyone else had any similar experiences with Hall, and if they did, would they mind emailing me their stories, evidence, etc. Maybe so I could platform those stories. And I actually ended up getting a lot, many of which all fit the same basic pattern. Close to a dozen people ended up emailing me in a few days to say, here's a video I made, here's a link to where it used to be on YouTube, here's a screenshot of the takedown notice I got, and I did my best to confirm all this was legit and it all checked out as far as I could tell. A lot of people even sent me Google Drive links and such showing me the videos they made months and months ago, and none of them seemed like serious harassment or copyright infringement to me. but that's what they're all getting struck for. If they used clips of Hall at all, even like 20 seconds out of a live stream of his, they got copyright struck. If they made fun of Hall at all, they got taken down for harassment. And typically, these YouTube channels would be ones that had made like a couple videos before and would often have maybe a few hundred subscribers, often even less. People showed me screenshots of their YouTube studio panel and would explain, hey, I never made a video before, but I did one on Pirate Software and it got a few thousand views and the next day it was gone. Or, hey, I have 8 subscribers and did a YouTube poop edit of the Roach Out World of Warcraft thing and got insta-nuked off the platform for it. That sort of thing. So I figured the people who contacted me directly wouldn't be the only people this has happened to, surely. So I went digging, and I found a lot more people online basically reporting that this had happened to them too. That they'd covered Jason Thor Hall or Pirate Software in some negative capacity, and shortly thereafter been hit with a takedown notice. There's a really huge amount of those stories out there, actually. Now, I haven't been able to vet all of them yet myself, as you might expect. But, based on what I've seen myself at this point, I will say I think they are, by and large, all perfectly believable, frankly. Now, the main reason I'm making this video right now is because I've already mentioned that I'd be doing something about Hall since he tried to strike me. Well, I wanted to keep my word on that, and I didn't want people to be kept waiting in the dark forever. You'll notice that I haven't included footage of the man himself in this video. That's primarily because I suspect if I had any at all, he'd be getting his drones to swarm that report button already. Which sort of illustrates a key problem here. How do you critique someone with thousands of times a larger audience than you on a platform where they weaponize that audience? Well, that got me thinking. And now I'm going to be working on a new side project for a bit. I'm going to compile as much info as I can on Pirate Software doing false claims to people, verify it all to the best of my abilities, and then put it all on one big website, which I'll make. I've made websites before. I know the process of getting them hosted online, and even, my day job as a historical researcher is essentially putting together big binders full of info on any given topic, so that should help. I feel I can do this properly. I think Jason Thor Hall has a history of abusing YouTube's reporting systems, both automated and otherwise, to silence people who hurt his ego. I think if you laid out all the evidence he does this in one place, you'd have more than enough to demonstrate he blatantly transgresses the rules of this website to such an extent that, if it were known, he himself would be banned. Therefore, I will compile all of that evidence, and I'll let you know when that website is ready. Until then, goodbye for now, and have a lovely day.